Hello and welcome to Moment of Truth on Labour Social. I'm Graham Hughes. A culture of drinking is fueling inappropriate behaviour in Westminster, according to parliamentary behaviour watchdog, the Independent Complaints and Grievance Scheme, or ICGS. In a report published yesterday, it found that drinking in Parliament's many bars often led to intimidating behaviour. These findings were based on 30 ICGS investigations between 2021 and 2022. Blurred professional and personal boundaries were also a common cause of complaint, but right now I want to focus in on the drinking culture in Parliament. The Independent Complaints and Grievance Scheme was set up in 2018 in the wake of several sexual misconduct allegations against MPs, and it comes as little surprise that they believe alcohol is a frequent factor in its investigations. In its annual report published yesterday, the watchdog said a regular theme in its investigations were Parliament's many bars where alcohol consumption is leading to intimidating behaviour like shouting and swearing, and was also found to affect the ability of witnesses to recollect incidents. This feels to me like they are in some way putting the blame for the behaviour of MPs on alcohol. And I don't know about you, but in my experience, saying I was drunk is not an excuse for anything. Everyone I know who's an absolute dick when they're drunk is also an absolute dick when they're sober. What I would like to see is the stats on which party the MPs who have been accused of some quite appalling behaviour belong to, because I don't believe that it's the fault of the fact that they've had a few drinks inside and that caused them to behave this way. I think the underlying cause of their behaviour is a disgusting, grotesque entitlement and feeling of superiority that comes from the British public school system, or just being a Tory MP and therefore almost certainly a millionaire, if not from being born into money, then all the backhanders they no doubt line their grubby little pockets with from the moment they win their seat. We see it time and time again. The rules are for the little people. The virtues of decorum and decency are for the hoi polloi, not me in my ivory tower. I think that's what leads to these frequent cases of abuses of power. It's a horrifying statistic that of the 430 male MPs in Parliament elected in 2019, over 60 of them, including at least 3 cabinet members, have been under or are under investigation for sexual harassment. And if they're going to say, the booze made me do it, fine. Shut down the taxpayer-subsidised bars in Westminster. Shut them down. Turn them into coffee shops. Why are we subsidising a known catalyst for bullying, criminality and sexual harassment in the workplace? Because, make no mistake, Parliament is not a social club. It is a place of work. As Sean Adams pointed out on Threads earlier today, what other workplaces have bars and a drinking culture? Can you imagine the uproar if it was revealed that almost everyone working for Channel 4 News started drinking from lunchtime from the cider keg in their office kitchen? For so many things in life, we expect people to be sober. If you turned up in a court of law drunk, you'd be done for contempt of court, quite rightly. If you turned up for a job interview drunk, you wouldn't get the job. Pilots are routinely breathalyzed before they fly because they're in charge of the lives of hundreds of people. It's a scientific fact that drinking impairs your judgment. If you sign a 6-month contract with Maersk, the shipping company, to work on one of their massive cargo ships, you are not allowed to drink for 6 months. You're not allowed to even have a drink even if the ship is alongside and you are in the local town, because if something goes wrong on a cargo ship, the consequences, not just to the crew on board, but to the environment, can be absolutely disastrous. So, here's my solution to this problem of sexual harassment in the workplace in Westminster. It's very simple. Close the bars. And if that doesn't work, close down the public schools and all. Simple. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz.